Test. Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. All right, good morning. It is March 24th, 8:30 in the morning. Let's see what we've got cooking here. See what we've got going. A few seconds before the open. Got 10 seconds to go here. I've got my 1 minute chart on the right, 15-minute chart on the left. Red dotted line is the overnight low. Green line is the overnight high. Move this one here. I will be annotating the first minute of today's trade, the opening range, with an orange line. I do have some gold positions on, so I'm watching those as well. But we do have some news coming out here. Let's see, let me check real quick. I believe it's at 8:45 Central Time. Yeah, PMI composite flash. So I'll be watching that. Just going to take a look at the NASDAQ as well. All right, so I'm not too excited about price action today. Not just yet. I feel like we could have another day of consolidation or maybe moving to the downside. That can all change very quickly. me get back to the S&P here. Okay. Sorry for that departure. So right now I'm just seeing more opportunity in some of these silver miners than the E-mini. I'll switch back to the E-mini in a few minutes. Silver and gold showing strength today. Let's get back to the E-mini here. All right. All right. Okay, we've got this announcement coming out. Let's take a look. Okay, 8:44. Got a minute before the announcement. We're watching the S&P in relation to the Nasdaq, and we're gonna see what it does here. There we go. Okay. Gonna see what kind of movement we get. All right, let me pull up a picture of the daily for the E-mini. Here's our daily chart here, and we can see that we've had a pretty big run up here. A little bit of consolidation, digestion of the move, and now it's a question of, do we hang out here for a while, come a little bit lower, and then eventually run? After moves like this, it's hard for me to have strong conviction one way or the other. So a lot of times I'll just have to be patient and really just wait and see what the market is wanting to do, what it's looking like it's positioned to do. So we play the waiting game. We hang out and see. Let's go to this one. No, that's not the one. So looking at the 5-minute, yesterday, as we were watching price in here, I mentioned how the day before on Tuesday, from 9:30 in the morning, from 9:15 in the morning, we spent time at 45.05 to 44.90. And even though this is a bullish pattern here, we couldn't get acceptance up in that range. So we found rejection and then sold off the rest of the day. I was done trading by 10:30. I wrap up by 10:30 in the morning. So That was yesterday. We really didn't have any clear signs. I was a scratch for the day as far as profits. We had a few trades here and there, but none of them really worked out to be too noteworthy. So now we've got to come back and look at where the market's at. We got to ask ourselves, what is it trying to do, and is it doing a good job of that? So, okay, we're back here. I've got my 15-minute pulled up. Let's do a little bit of analysis and digestion. And usually when I'm at a place where there have been times in the past where I'll look at the market and I'll analyze it. I'll look at it this way and that way. I'll pretty much do everything except stand on my head in order to, get a different view of the market. And today for me is one of those days where I feel like I could look at it, analyze it, look for little clues or hints here or there. But the truth of the matter is, as it stands, like currently, I'm just not seeing much of anything I'd like to do. The other day I mentioned that this area could serve as support, and it did. We came down to the mid 60s here and bounced up above it. But then I also mentioned that 44.90 could be resistance. So we came up here. So it was just a back and forth morning and then sold off a little bit. But we're right here still. If you look at the price action that the market put in the overnight, 44.81 was the high, and we've got 44.45 was the low. We're just stuck here right in the middle. And even yesterday, it looks like once we sold off down to this 44.50s, that there was just a lot of acceptance of value in this area from both sides. So I'm really not going to get too excited until I see a move one way or the other, and then I'll try to, hop onto the move and kind of jump on the wave, so to speak. But as it sits right now, there's just not much that I see that excites me. And so that's why this morning I was checking out other markets. Like I said, I've got some positions in gold and silver, not the actual commodity, but gold companies, silver companies. So I was just checking on those as those were popping and getting quite a bit more movement and action today. Let me pull up the NASDAQ here and see what we're looking at with that. There's the NASDAQ. Here's our 15-minute chart. So again, we're just overnight high, overnight low. A lot of business has been done in here. We've got resistance up here. We definitely have support down here. So with this, if I'm getting short on a day like today, I'd really want to see resistance get broken. If I'm getting long on a day like today, I'd really want to see. If I'm getting short, I'd really want to see support taken out. And then if I'm getting long, I'd really like to see resistance get taken out. Because right now, you could flip a coin in the market. Flip a coin, pick a side, see what the market does, whether it goes one way or the other. It's anyone's guess. Anyone's guess. All right. Okay, some sellers at 72 there. Scoot that in a little bit more. Okay. Flip a coin. It's a flip a coin kind of a day. Let's look at SLV. Check out that one. 350. Let's look at the NASDAQ here. Hanging out. Hanging out. Gotta check this one out again. Well, that's looking interesting. All right, let's get back to the main show. Got some type stops on that one. All right. Silver looking good. Looking pretty strong. Still anyone's guess. Silver's still looking nice. There's that 72. They're selling that 72 again. So that's an important area. 72. It's kind of got above this wick though. So we're right here, just by the opening range. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting. Just gonna pull up another one real quick. MAG. There we go. I'm pleased with that. Okay. All right. Got a little movement here. Oh, it's the hour. Let me go to the 15-minute. There we go. That's better. Let's go to the 5-day. Okay. Alrighty. Well, NQ. Let's look at NQ here. It's just kind of stuck. Let me pull up the NASDAQ. MNQ. Here we go. A lot of time just digesting that big move we had coming up. A lot of time in here. Looks like we've been here since yesterday at noon. So 3 hours, and then the first half hour of today's trading right in here. Waiting to see what it wants to do. Waiting. Looking at silver, watching it, looking good. Continuing to just press higher. All right, let me scroll out again. Let's look at the hour on this one and see. So we've definitely got resistance up here and here. Oops. There we go. All right. We don't have any news today. Unspecified Central Time. 11 a.m. All right, well, that's what you get. It's a snoozer this morning, that's for sure. All right, 9:30, 30 seconds away from 9:30. And gold, silver really getting a bid. Really pushing up nicely, a lot of those. Emini hanging out. I'm wondering if with gold and silver bids so high that we don't sell off a little bit today. But still, we're just tight in this range here, just hanging out. Nasdaq looks a little weaker to me. So now we got Nasdaq here hanging out at the bottom part of its range. Again, if I were short, I'd be looking for about 200 points lower on Nasdaq. So we're gonna watch this. We're gonna see if we get any kind of failure. I might be placed in short here on the E-mini soon. I'm going to start a small short position. Yep. Silver and gold really pushing now. PAAS making some moves. Gold. This one, all of them just pushing quite a bit higher. All right. So I started that little position, and market just immediately ripped right against me. I got stopped out of one there at 72. I might sell another one here. I'll sell another little piece right here. Stop's really tight at this level. Stop's real tight at this point. Let's see. So much above 72, I don't want it. Don't want it, don't like it, won't do it. Gold and silver still bid. Those stocks are really running. They're running, but they've had such a big run. I'm wondering if money managers aren't selling out of some of their silver and then putting a little bit back into the S&P right now. That's kind of my thought. I'm going to sell a little bit more here. Not much. Super tight stops. Okay, I'm out of all of them. out of all the S&P. Well, that was short-lived. That was short-lived. Let's pull up some other ones that are doing well. I probably ought to just stay away from the S&P today and let my runners run in the other markets. We go PAS putting in new highs. SIL getting close. Wheat and precious metals getting there. SLV looking good. AG trying to put in some new highs on that one. So yeah, I tried to get short there in the S&P and got stopped out pretty quickly. Thought about getting short here. Didn't happen. And earlier in the day too, remember I told myself, hey, no need to take on a position unless we break support or break resistance. And in this case, we were right smack in the middle. Right in the middle. So this is interesting. We've got silver and gold really running. We've got these other two running hard. I'm tempted to try to put something in here and hold it against the high of the day. But I feel like I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so I'm going to pull the throttle back, watch and observe the market, let those gold and silver positions run, and hang tight. Gotta hang tight. Let me pull up NASDAQ. Oh, I'd like to see AG take that one out. There's Fortuna Silver Mines. Gold, pressing up. MAG, that one's looking really good. Looking good. Same with this one here. Putting in new highs. SIL, that one's looking nice too. SLV, precious metals. SLV, that one's looking good. MES. Could that be the head fake, ladies and gentlemen? We'll watch the tempo here. keep an eye on the tempo. So we were down in here, and I was talking about, let's see, how our range, we're kind of stuck in here. Kind of stuck, 57 to 70. But we're just right at the open. So gold got up to the mid 60s there, 66. Found a little bit of resistance so far in the short term. Silver strong, just pushing, trying to get up to that 26.20. A lot of these others looking good. Looking good. We're getting close on that one. Gold coming in a little bit now. All right, we've got another 3 minutes until a new 15-minute bar is made. Some definite indecision here. You can see on this bar we put in a lower low and a higher high, so took that out, which is interesting. I'm going to watch NASDAQ. If we get up to 14,530, I'm going to watch the price action up there. Okay, this one now we're definitely gonna move up a bit. All right, we've got just over a minute until we've got a new 15-minute bar in. And like I mentioned this morning, nothing really to get too excited about. Let me go to the 5-day, 15-minute. So just got a lot of business taking place in here. I'll be watching this level on NASDAQ to see if we can clear it, get above it, and hold it. And I'll certainly be watching, highs of the day. As of right now, we're showing some strength in that market. Are these looking pretty good? Pretty good. There goes NASDAQ. So again, nothing really too exciting or noteworthy. I'd love to see on this one. Let's pull up the daily. I'd love to see on Fortuna Silver Mines. It'd be like great play if we could see. So this is our area. The blue dotted lines in here. This is support and resistance. We've got all kinds of arrows and trend lines and all that stuff in here. On this one, we came down, kind of tested these lows here. If we can put in a wick here and then close above this blue line, I mean, it's not a super high probability trade, but it could happen, and if it did, it would really get me excited for movement to the upside, especially considering, let me zoom way out, looking at a longer term chart here. So we've got just a beautiful rounded bottom down here, what's shaping up to be a rounded bottom. You can see over the years that my yellow line here and blue lines have been resistance. So resistance, 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 kind of digested it, and then bam, went way up, head and shoulders, came and sold off. And then once we got to it again, we found it as that resistance was now support. So support, 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 came up, support, consolidated, pushed through. Now it's resistance, resistance, resistance. Let me zoom this one out a little bit now. So we've got what was support, support, tried to be support, consolidated, pushed through it. Then that turns into resistance, resistance, resistance. But we've got higher lows, higher low, higher low, higher lows all through here. This one, trying to make it, excuse me, trying to make a higher low for today. We really needed to get above and hold above, like I said, this blue line. Holding above this kind of lets me know, like, hey, we're in the clear. We're ready to do what we want to do. Even if it hangs out here a few days, that's fine. And then hopefully we get a move higher to the upside. So that is the hope and the plan with that one. All right, let's get back to the S&P. Okay. Well, stops are in place to keep us safe. So I'm looking at NASDAQ. It came up a bit. NASDAQ got above that yellow line that I had annotated, but I want to see now if it can hold above it, or if it's just going to give us a little head fake and then turn right around. S&P close to the highs of the day, but not there yet. Silver and gold got up to some pretty high resistance points. I would imagine that whoever was long in those short term definitely took some off the table. And who knows, maybe that's why we're seeing a move up in some of the indices here in the S&P and the NASDAQ. Anyone's guess. All right. NASDAQ still trying to hold above that level. We are just locked in at this price on the S&P. I want to short this market, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm going to sell this market a little bit right here. I might add to it. This is more of a gut feel trade. The NASDAQ poked its head up above my yellow line. E-mini has come up. Sell just a little bit more. Let's watch it here. Wonder if NASDAQ gave us the old head fake. There we go. Okay. So I've still got to keep in mind we're in a consolidation day, right? I mean, we're stuck between resistance here, support here. Shorter term resistance was this, and it's this right here. Kind of going off of a gut feel, seeing if we can get some movement to the downside. High of the day is right up here. So we really need to get back into range here. Need to get below this 67, 68 level. NASDAQ came down. Now it's pushing up higher. I'll watch and see what we do around this 78 level. Okay, so we've got to ask ourselves, where am I wrong on this trade? Well, on this one, I would be wrong above 85. I'd be wrong above 85. That's my level. 85 right here, this wick right here. So if it gets above that, I'm wrong. And I'm out. Deuces. Peace. Until next time. So it's a consolidation day, as annotated by all this stuff in here. But there's something about today, to me, it feels like we could get lower into this area and then push a bit lower through it. So at this level, I like my risk to reward. If my targets are down in here, I'm risking about 10 points, risking about 10, 9 points, but thinking we could get 10, then maybe 15 and 20. Watching NASDAQ here to see if we get any kind of weakness. I would like, let me zoom out to NASDAQ right here. To feel good about this trade, I really want to see NASDAQ close below this line here. So this is our 15-minute chart. We can see that we've just hung out in this area, came up above it, was support, right? Now it's been resistance, 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 trying to crack through, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but I would like to see this candle here in the next 5 minutes when it's done, not take out the high. So we're going to put a little line right there. I'm going to edit this guy. Do a little dot. I'd like to see NASDAQ not take out the high of the day and stay under this. It's not doing that just yet, but this is a trade where I'm, as far as my time frame on this one, I want to give it a little while, let it breathe, not get stopped out. This is a longer term kind of gut feel for the day, for movement on the day. So I'm just going to keep a watchful eye on it here. A watchful eye. So again, just like the other day, we've got what would typically be a very bullish pattern. We've got higher lows coming up, coming up, coming up. And so typically we should see this push up above. And we got the same on the 5 minute too. Let me pull the 5 minute. Let me drag it up into here. So here's our 5 minute. Here's the start of the day. And we've got, it's pushing up, coming in, pushing up and in. So this 76 area, that's kind of the area that it needs to get above in order to show strength. So if we weren't in consolidation from the last several days of just making, crazy runs and pushing higher, I would not be shorting this thing. But just how I mentioned yesterday, if we look at the chart from the other day, we can see there that we're pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. And I mentioned that if we couldn't get up into the 90 and we just couldn't take it out, that we'd probably fail. And we did. We just continued to go to the downside. That's what happened the other day. So that's what I'm thinking here. That's my train of thought on this 5 minute chart. Haven't added any yet. NASDAQ is hanging out, still under the yellow line, but it's going to be a close call. Pull up NASDAQ again. Ooh, silver just on fire. On fire. Wow, looking great. Okay, so this is that level. We've got just under 3 minutes, about 2.5 minutes for this trade to work and for me to feel good about it. I'd like to see this not only stay below, but then reverse like we're doing and get back into some of this, the body, kind of the meat of that candle right here. And even take out the low of that candle. That would be fantastic, which is right there. So that's looking at the 1 minute chart. Remove. So we'll watch that. We'll watch that level. Yeah, I'm going to put a little deal right there. See if we take it out. I'll keep that on another screen. Silver ripping. Just ripping. Some of these other ones getting ready to rip. Looking good. All right, here we go. So the trick now is going to be to watch. If we get down to here, what's the reaction? As it feels like there were others who got short and they got squeezed. They just jammed them. I was one of them. I got out here at 72. Got short. Got another 1 minute until we close out the next 15-minute bar. Longer time frame on this one. Getting close to a new bar on the NASDAQ. Could very likely be a consolidation, kind of rotational day. I'm aware of that. Mindful of that. Let's see what we do here. Got 10 seconds until we put in a new 15-minute bar. Some sellers coming in on the NASDAQ. See if we can take out the low that NASDAQ put in. Looking a little sloppy, choppy, and messy. I'm going to sell a tiny bit more right here. All right. Let me see. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So I was just watching this right here. Oh, we got some. Okay, there's that 85 level. Let me get this down here. I think we just ran some stops for sure. So there's 85, came way up. I noticed on the 5-minute that I was looking at it, I thought, you know what? Yeah, we definitely just hit some stops there. Kind of a squeeze. That's interesting. Gonna keep an eye. I'm gonna sell some more right here. Hold it against that spike. So I was looking at this. Let me just tighten this up a little bit. Was looking at this. I thought, I thought, boy, we've come up and then we're holding this. And I thought, ooh, boy, that's not good if we're just holding that level right there. I don't like that. NASDAQ came in, put a new high of the day. S&P doing the same, new high of the day. I am short still, but I'm short against that spike, the high of the day. I don't want to give this thing too much room. Pretty big, quick move there. And here we go, right back. Interesting. Don't know if there was news. Don't know if something was said. Let me pull up a guy that I
Sorry if the audio. So yeah, some kind of spike. Like got some stops out of that one.
What is going on? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing there we can see. I don't know if that was just like kind of a massive short squeeze or what. Some games being played, but you saw what happened. Anyway, developing POC is down at 44.66 half. Developing POC 66 half. Again, both S&P and NASDAQ ripped to the upside. Then all of a sudden they're pulling it back just as hard. So could have been just somebody screwing with the markets. You know, meaning a big buyer
so
just
that guy
jumps
didn't
in
know
and
either.
pushes
He's
it
a
up.
guy who usually pays pretty close attention to the news. Yeah, right now I'm holding against that high of the day right here. Kind of a weird, fluky move there, but we definitely hit some stops up above that level, that 85. And we'll see if we can get some follow through and get some movement to the downside. Let's see. All right, there's our 5-minute bar. see if we get another test up here to 81. Wow. I'm going to sell a little bit more here. And again, I'm holding against the high of the day. Might have a stop just a tiny bit above it. Fighting City Hall at this point. Looking for a reversion of the mean. Could just be large, longer time frame buyers, you know, putting their orders in. Feeling like, hey, I'm going to buy it here. I don't care what y'all say. Buying it here. I need it right here. That could be the case. I would really need this one to hold and stay in below the overnight high. My stop is just a little bit above the high of the day, that spike there. So let's see now if we can make some sense of this. Make some sense of some of the price action. Sometimes you can, and sometimes it's just random. There's no sense to be made. So we had the spike up, kind of the pull back to this level. So the thrust, pull back, and then another thrust, and we'll see if we can get a kind of failure here. I'd ideally like to see it stay below here and kind of get back into this level pretty quickly. Or it's going to poo-poo my short attempt. NASDAQ coming in. Let me pull up NASDAQ. Okay. So here was our level on NASDAQ. This was kind of came up and then above it, and then it just had a big spike. NASDAQ couldn't take out other highs. So on this one now, I really need to see it stay below this yellow dotted line. That's going to be my line in the sand for NASDAQ. Want to see it close and hold above that, or at the very least 62. Let's see if we can get it here. Short term, we needed to take out 74. NASDAQ pulling back in quite a bit. What was our prior? Let's see, our prior level. Let me pull up a 5 minute. Prior level that we just couldn't break was 76. So right here. So for this thing to be weak, we need to see it pull back below 76, hang out there, and then push lower. That's what we need. That's the magic level right there. Edit that. We'll make that one yellow. So again, as I mentioned earlier, this is one that I just have a longer term feel for the day. This is one I need to just hold, let it play out. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But let me drag that 5 minute into the screen here, into the screen space. So again, I was talking about this earlier, looking at the 1 minute and the 5, we've got a push up. It would be indicative usually of a higher high running it, which we saw happen here, but then it just quickly got rejected, came right back in. So now our area of contention really is this 76 level. We're needing to see if it holds this. NASDAQ is now showing some strength. It is still below that dotted line that I annotated earlier, so that's good, but it's gone up and it's holding, so that is not good if you're short. Silver still just being a boss, still just powering higher. S&P looking like it's trying to be a boss here, trying to go higher. We've got another 3 minutes until the 3 minutes until the 15-minute candle's done. So NASDAQ, I want it below 14,560. ES, I want it below 44.81, which is not happening right now. Getting rejected again at that 82 level. Got 2.5 minutes left until our 15-minute bar closes. Emini showing some strength, boy. So we tried coming below that 76 level, couldn't get it. I've got my stop right at just over the high of the day. Feels like it's going to get taken out. NASDAQ pushing up, trying to put in a new high as well. Fighting City Hall at this point. Minute and a half left on the 15-minute bar. NASDAQ showing strength, come up to some major resistance there, but it's hanging out. So, something you got to consider too is not just if it gets to my resistance level, but how does it act when it gets to my resistance level? That's important. That is noteworthy. Another 45 seconds on the 5 minute and 15 minute and 1 minute. Showing strength here. I just don't like it. Needs to stay below 82. I'm out. I'm wrong. If we're above 87, I've got hard stops in there. Boy, it's anyone's guess here at this level. New bar, new life. Right there at 44.81. Hanging tight, trying to push higher, trying to get above that spike. We need it below 76. I need it below 76. I don't know about we. I don't know what we is, but I is needing it below 76. Odds favor it pushing higher. The odds favor it going higher. Fighting the odds right now. Well, the market certainly calmed down here at this level. Had a big spike, a lot of movement here, and now it's chilling out. If it gets below 76 quickly, not necessarily meaning right now, but if it gets under there in kind of a quicker move, I feel like we could see an increased tempo. We could see quicker tempo taking place. So, I'm going to draw this guy. Our little trend line there. 76 right there. Tempted to short some more, but I'm not going to right here because we're still more likely, probabilities say that we will go higher based on the pattern of this chart here. Curious to know what that move was. You get some fun moves every now and then that are just kind of anomalous for the day or for the week, maybe. They're not anomalies to the market overall because there are times when price will just hit an air pocket and you'll get big orders that come in and they move price all over the place. So it's not like it never happens, but it's fun to see. It lets you know, okay, like there's other time frame buyers and sellers here. Something interesting could happen. Something maybe a little bit out of the norm might happen. Not something necessarily unprecedented, but something that's a little bit different for the day. So NASDAQ's hanging above that 14,560 level. Getting up, kissing its overnight high. A lot of resistance there for NASDAQ though. So if we can hang out here, and it feels like we're going to, if we can hang out here, we should just continue to push higher. I am short. I'm short with the stop right above the highs of the day. Again, maybe not the best setup, but for what I want to see, I'm pleased with the risk to reward. I added some more when we came up here this first time. If we get below 76, I may add some down in there. Depending on just the momentum, the cadence, the tempo of the move. Let me pull up, let's see. So let's pull that 5-minute chart into play. We almost got a new 5-minute bar here. So this is what I was mentioning earlier. I got short up in here, and it came down a little bit for me. And then right when it did that, I noticed, I thought, boy, we're still above all this, though. All this stuff that just took place yesterday afternoon. We're holding above it, so I thought, boy, we could push higher. And that's literally about, 20 seconds after that, we had the big spike higher. And now we're exploring new higher prices. And it looks like we're going to push higher and see what's up there. NASDAQ looks like it's putting in new highs of the day. So NASDAQ putting in new highs of the day over its overnight high. Emini trying to follow suit. Seems likely that it will. ES up above its overnight high, S&P above its overnight high. Got some of these silver stocks coming in a bit now. Nothing major. They're still pushing high nicely. GC. There's gold. Got right up to that 66 level. Right up to it. And then, let's see, I wonder if gold or silver or any of the other commodities had a big move when, it doesn't look like it had anything out of the ordinary. But got up to there and, man, big quick move in the E-mini. Next area of contention is definitely going to be 90 for the E-mini. If we make it up that high. Okay, well, so far we've got higher highs, higher lows. Higher high. Higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So really nothing to say that we don't just continue pushing up here. Which I don't like because I'm short. NASDAQ pushing higher here. S&P trying to make new highs as well. It's getting really close. And perhaps we're trying to get above this and then probably trying to get back into that range from the other day between 90 and 45.05. That would be my guess. Let me pull up NASDAQ real quick. I'm watching it, but I just want to get another view of it. So here's NASDAQ. Definitely have some resistance up here at 06. Pushing higher, putting in new highs. S&P following suit, really doing the same. Here we go. NASDAQ ripping. E-mini looks like it's going to put in a new high. Close on this one. Okay, I'm stopped out of almost all of my position. Got a little bit more that I'm holding. $87. So there we go. There's our pattern. NASDAQ pushing higher here. Getting close to 90. Yeah, NASDAQ looking strong. It's above that. Way up, pushing high. I'm ticks away from being stopped out on this one. And, well, on this, I probably should have followed my advice from the morning, saying that I didn't want to get long unless we got above the overnight high, which we did. Okay, I'm stopped out. And then didn't want to get short unless we got below this price level right here, which we didn't do right here. So that was our long entry. Shouldn't have fought City Hall there. I think this one got me a little bit excited. So I'm stopped out of that one. I'm done. Hanging tight. Going to be done for the day. I will be keeping an eye on silver and gold as I'm in some of those. But that's going to wrap it up for me.